Welcome to Nerdy and Nice, everybody. I'm John. Thank you for joining us on a very special live Nerdy and Nice on a
Hello.
Monday night. The Super Bowl has come and gone. The Seahawks absolutely destroyed the Patriots in a pretty boring game. But we're here to talk about a lot of the other stuff that happened during that game. So welcome, everybody. Lacey, how you doing?
I'm good. Still, for some reason, not 100%. I don't know what's going on, but we're here and excited to talk about all this different pop culture stuff. A lot of stuff was announced in the past week that we didn't get to talk about until now. Some stuff came out yesterday during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about.
We kind of knew because we typically record Nerdy and Nice at the end of the week, and
Hmm.
we kind of knew with Super Bowl it'd be silly to do an episode and put it out after all the stuff that's going to come out on Super Bowl. So here we are.
Yes.
But before we get into trailer time, which what we're going to do is we have two trailers that came out last week. We're going to give our takes on. We have Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic, and The Devil Wears Prada 2, which apparently broke all sorts of viewership records for trailers and a 20-year sequel. Looks like that's still a pretty hot commodity.
Hmm.
But we're also going to talk about just point out things that we enjoyed or liked in different trailers and TV spots from the Super Bowl. But for the Star Wars stuff, the Mandalorian ad that has the Chronically Online in a tizzy, we'll be talking all about that on Thursday on the Resistance broadcast. We're going to let that breathe a little bit, see what
We're
else
gonna
comes of it.
hold. We're gonna
We're gonna
hold.
press hold. We're not giving you our immediate thoughts, but we will talk about that on Thursday. But
Hmm.
we're gonna talk about the other stuff. And now, before we do that, though, Lacey, you have a lot of support in your corner now with Stranger Things as one
Come
of
to my
the
side.
legacy actors, an '80s icon, Papa from Stranger Things, posted. He's very tongue in cheek online, I guess. Matthew Modine. I don't know his online presence very well, but fans asked him some things, and he responded. And they said, "Did you like the finale?" Which, of course, he wasn't in, and he said simply, "Nope." And when
Perfect.
asked
Perfect response.
if there was another ending or something like that, he had said no, but he wished there would be for the fans. So Matthew
Mhm.
Modine, being very honest, did not like the finale of Stranger Things. So Lacey, you got a little bit of support because I know you felt like you were on a lonely island over there for a little while. But
I don't
um,
think I am though. I think there are a big chunk of Stranger
I do
Things
too.
fans that didn't like it. Yeah.
But I think you felt like you were sort of on your own in this space, I guess. But you have a
A
big
little
backer
bit. I
now,
mean, people that
Matthew
definitely
Modine.
listen to this podcast were fans of Stranger Things and said that they disagreed with me. But
Yeah.
I got a lot of I appreciate your passion and man, you went hard. And there's
Hmm.
few things that really rile me up than an unhappy ending of something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Well, why don't we get into trailer time and dig into some of the things we took away from the Super Bowl?
Let's do it.
Oh God, I love that movie.
All right, Lacey. First of all, I know you are a big Puppy Bowl person, but in terms of the trailers, TV spots, bits, all that sort of thing, we got the Mandalorian stuff, which we said we're going to talk about Thursday, but also a final trailer for Project Hail Mary, the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by David Fincher, written by Quentin Tarantino, The Adventures of Cliff Booth for Netflix. Disclosure Day, the new big Steven Spielberg movie that's coming out this year,
Hmm.
and more. Another Minions sequel. It got snuck in there somehow. I don't know when they made that, but there's that is. Uh, some takeaways from you, things you liked, things you didn't like, things that surprised you. Where are you at with what came out from the Super Bowl?
Um, well, let me pull up the article so that I know what I'm looking at. So we're talking about Mando on Thursday. The Cliff Booth thing, not my jam. I'm gonna admit it. I didn't see the first Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm not a big Quentin Tarantino person. Um, that being said, I actually loved the Minions trailer.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was really cute and really well done, and it's one of those things that it's like it knows what it is. It's just like hey, we're minions and we're doing silly things. And then from there, we are going to cause havoc, all while talking in a ridiculous voice, which I didn't know the minions originally was voiced by James Arnold Taylor, who does Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Really?
So the funny thing is, back in 2015, when they did Celebration in Anaheim, he was the stage host for the main show, the main stage, not the studio panels, like the other, like Carrie Fisher's panel and stuff.
Yeah.
And before each panel, he did like a little monologue. And in the monologue, he listed off all the characters he played. He did like Marty McFly in the video games. He did Jack Sparrow in the video games. And then he's like, and by the way, I'm every voice of all the minions. And I was like, what? And that like really stuck with me. I was like, oh my God, this guy does like just sign like cash and checks, I hope.
Yeah.
Because he just does a lot of voices. But anyway, that one really stuck out to me just because it was like you said, really unexpected. I really liked Disclosure Day. I thought it was super creepy. And I thought, excuse me, I thought Steven Spielberg is back. Like this is all him.
Okay.
And I'm ready to be scared. Like it looks very scary to me. You know?
Did you like the movie Signs, which feels like it's sort of similar to this?
I do like Signs until they showed the guy at the end. That's when I was like, this fell apart.
Oh, right. I remember you telling
But like
me that, yeah.
him crossing in front of the camera, Bigfoot style, specifically the pantry scene where he like sees it in the pantry. He's like, oh, I trapped it in the pantry.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrifying. And then the scariest part is the basement where the lights go off.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's his best movie. But I was just curious because this when I watched this trailer, it made me think of Signs, the movie Signs specifically.
I hate the clicking that this trailer has, like the alien voice clicking.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that's like their way of making it creepy is like doing more of the sound design of the alien before you actually see it.
Right.
But I thought it looked really good. And Steven Spielberg has an EGOT now. He can do whatever he wants.
So can you explain to me what that is?
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So he's won each one of those. So only, I believe, 22 actors have done it, or 22 people have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's one of the 22. So I don't know, he just got the Grammy for the John Williams movie, and that's why he got the EGOT.
John Williams strikes again.
He does. He
just had a birthday, 94 years old. Happy birthday, Maestro.
Happy birthday. So what are your thoughts on the first two? And then we'll get to the next ones.
My thoughts on what? Minions and Disclosure Day?
Spielberg. Yeah.
Minions, I'm not the biggest fan of the Minions. So I that one is not really my thing. I haven't even seen all of the Despicable Me, or anything like that. Disclosure Day feels like it's already. I mean, it was a really good trailer. I'll say that. And I saw it's very similar to the other trailer that had come out a couple months ago or whatever that was. And I saw the TV spot where Steven Spielberg's like talking about it, and it does feel. And maybe I'm being tricked by the events in the movie itself. It does feel like it's an event. It has that Independence Day sort of feel to it, like when Independence Day was coming out, and everyone felt like it's almost like sort of real because we're counting down to the arrival of these aliens. Like it feels.
I love the
like
shot of all the camera phone flash on.
Yeah.
That shot is so cool.
I think it's going to be a beautiful shot movie. The only thing that I'm concerned about is I don't like right now with how I'm feeling about the state of the world and stuff. I don't like these potential world-changing movies. I'm in a mode right now where I need to be hugged. So I don't know.
That makes sense, but there has been studies that prove that horror and thrillers and stuff like this are a way for people to cope.
Well, you look at
with
you.
scary
You're
things.
Such a big horror person now. Look at you.
I am.
Like you've Now you're putting out the narratives on it. I love it.
No, but I have read the studies. There's studies that show that it's
All right.
our way of like explaining
I
things
get
and
that.
finding logic and like so
Yeah.
you just scare yourself so that the other stuff doesn't feel as bad.
Look, I'm gonna see Scream 7, but
I will not be seeing that. That goes too far into my scary.
yeah, I got you. I'm just hoping Matthew Lillard is coming back in some weird way. All right, and then what else did we have? So we
The
also
Clint
had
Booth thing.
Cliff
Booth.
Booth and Project Hail Mary.
I'm saving Project Hail Mary until after you talk about Cliff.
Okay, so the Cliff Booth thing, I'm really interested in because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, and it's picking up about 10 or so years later on Brad Pitt's character, Cliff Booth, who was a stuntman, and he was Leo DiCaprio's stuntman in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Right.
Now he's becoming a fixer, a Hollywood fixer, and we're going to see what that entails for him in the 70s now, because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood took place in the 60s. Tarantino wrote it just like he did Hollywood, but David Fincher, Fight Club 7, is directing it. So I'm really interested in this. I think it looks really good. It looks high budget. It has that feel to it, but now it's old Hollywood in a 70s look. So I'm really interested in this, and I'm definitely going to watch it, and I'm looking forward to it.
He's looking
I
a
know
little
it's
rough
good.
though. I'm not gonna lie.
Who?
Brad Pitt.
I think he's supposed to look a little rough. Like they gave him a gnarly mustache and this.
I was gonna say he looks a little puffy, a little Botoxy.
Oh, in that way? Oh, I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
can't speak to that. I've never toxed myself, to be honest.
Neither have I, but I mean,
Yeah.
when someone looks a little plasticky, you're like, oh, they're doing something.
Yeah, and there's some you can tell some actors like. Did you ever see? Have you ever seen Boondock Saints? You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
You know how they made a sequel to that?
Yes, I didn't see it, but yes,
So I saw the sequel, and I went to
it was
the
Norman
theater.
Reedus's kind of big break, right?
Before
Walking
Boondock
Dead?
Saints was for sure. Yeah, and then you had
Yeah.
Sean Patrick Flannery as his twin brother, fraternal twin brother. When they made the sequel, Sean Patrick Flannery rolled up to that shoot, OD'd on Botox or something. He looked
Oh,
like a different
no.
human being, and this was like 2009.
Yeah.
And his face is normalized since then, but it's so weird when you see an actor do that and a project they did get trapped in time with what they did to their face. I'll never forget being
no.
like, "Oh my god, someone in the theater thought it was a different actor." It was so strange. And I like Sean Patrick Flannery, while he was young Indiana Jones. But yeah, Scott McCrate saying the original Boondock was fantastic. The sequel was horrific. You're not necessarily wrong. Though Julie Benz, I liked her a lot, but she couldn't replace Willem Dafoe. Anyway, Lacey, what else are we talking about here? We got.
Why don't you start with Project Hail Mary?
So Project Hail Mary looks like it's going to be one of my favorite movies of all time, or something like that. And again, I'm being hyperbolic, but because it does touch on that whole end of world stuff, which I'm not feeling right now. But it feels like it is a positive movie about hope. And I'm sure Ryan Gosling's character isn't going to make it out of that movie, and we're all going to cry and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's going to have me leaving the theater, and I do think I want to see that in the theater, feeling good and feeling inspired and maybe having a little more faith in humanity type of movie. And I think it's an important movie that's going to be coming out in the times we're in right now. I think this trailer was incredible. I love what they showed us. They've given us like 2 or 3 big trailers for this movie now. We understand this movie, and I love the alien sidekick thing. It has like Flight of the Navigator type of feel to me, but also a bit more serious. And it's got Ryan Gosling, who is more often than not a hit with me. And it visually looks incredible. I know the music is going to be great. The soundtrack seems awesome. So I'm very high on Project Hail Mary, more than I thought I was going to be. And I love the fact that there's a little more humor and fun and heart than I initially anticipated when I first heard the premise of the movie. So, so far, I was all in. And then after seeing this trailer, I was like, this is going to be one of the best movies I've ever seen. And maybe I'm overhyping that, but I'm really excited about Project Hail Mary. What about you?
Yeah, so I first want to give a shout out to the_nerdy_book_shelf. What up on Instagram? They said, please read the book if you haven't. The writing is peak.
They made a book out of that movie?
Oh my God, don't be that guy. This movie looks amazing. It is everything I want from a Starfighter trailer when it happens. This is what I want, Disney. Take note. It is so well done. The music is perfect. The acting is intense and insane. The production design, the creature design, everything. It looks like a perfect movie. And I couldn't be more excited. I think this might be my number one movie that I'm excited for this year.
Me too.
I mean, of anything.
Yeah. It comes
including
out,
Star Wars, like above that.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out March 20th.
It looks so good.
I think it's going to make money. I think Ryan Gosling, I mean, I know he's had movies that maybe didn't make a lot of money, but I think he's bankable. I think he's very he checks a lot of demographic boxes because guys like him and girls like him.
Because he's funny and he's humble and he doesn't,
He's
come
a
across
likable
as
guy,
someone.
which is hard to come by. Yeah.
Yeah. And he definitely hits those comedic moments in this trailer while also being like insanely likable. Like he's the darling now. Like he's the guy everybody's like, oh.
Yeah, he's that person right now where you're like, I hope something doesn't come out about Ryan Gosling.
Please, Ryan Gosling, be pure.
Yeah, be real. Be the real deal. Yeah.
But yeah, I saw this trailer and the entire time I was watching it, I was going, please let Star Wars trailers be like this.
Yeah.
The colors are so vivid and bright and like it looks cinematic. It looks like a movie. It doesn't look like a washed out YouTube video, which is what everything looks like now.
What did you think of the viral marketing thing of him throwing the football, which is clearly purposely made to look silly and ridiculous? Did you see that?
I did see that. He was throwing it towards that donut restaurant that's like a famous donut restaurant.
Right in the hole, yeah.
He was looking a little 90s NASCAR with the hair and the hat.
Well, that's how he rolled up to Star Wars Celebration, too.
I think that just might be like his style.
Unless that's like, when did they film that little bit there? And is that because that's his hair for Starfighter?
I would assume probably recently because it looked like to me like it wasn't like a, hey, we thought this through for months at a time. It was like, hey, can we get Ryan to go do this really quick to highlight the Super Bowl so it doesn't seem like, it's just randomly being thrown in there. Like there's a tie into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Alexander put it in the comments. I mean, we didn't mention this, but we knew Lord and Miller are the ones who directed the movie. So good for them.
It looks so good. Like even the screenshot, like when you look at the video itself before it even plays, just the thumbnail, he looks alive. He's like, his skin has color to it. The suit is bright red. It's a very rare thing, and at least in the past 2 to 3 years, to see a movie that's so brightly colored. And it's a nice change of pace from what we've seen from other stuff.
Yeah, I agree, and I love their choice with this alien creature, and that
Rocky,
coming up with a voice for it and all that stuff, and it feels like something that's gonna have a staying power, and I think that's hard to come by these days with movies, because a lot of times even a movie you like say, people might get annoyed about this. I apologize, but like Avatar 3 came and went. Nobody talks. It
really did.
Nobody talks about Avatar 3. It made its money because people went to go see the theme park ride in 3D, right? But nobody's talking about that movie right now, and it came out like a month or two ago. So this feels like it's something that people will talk about for a while. And I know the book is very heralded as well, so it sounds like this adaptation is they did a great job, Lord and Miller, and they had the right person with Ryan Gosling. So I if I can, it's tough these days, I would absolutely love to go see this movie in the theaters. Maybe we should go.
We should go, I think. Yeah. I also, going back to what you said at the beginning of this kind of thread of thought, is that it does seem very hopeful. Even if
Yeah.
someone dies, it seems like he's going to die to sacrifice himself for the greater
gonna
good of the
save the
human
world.
race.
Yeah.
And same with Rocky, or Rocky dies and then saves him in the process. But
Yeah.
it feels like kind of Armageddon-ish. Like at the end, you're going to be like, all right, world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like freeze frame.
Yeah. We lost
Yeah.
Bruce Willis, but we still have our world. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, we didn't lose Bruce Willis, just to be clear. I just mean in Armageddon, we lost Bruce Willis. Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Stamper. What a name. Michael Bay's like, what should we call this guy? And JJ's like, I got it. We're gonna name
I
him
just
Harry Stamper.
read a story about that. I think Ben Affleck said that was like his first day shooting and he had food poisoning or something on that specific scene.
Oh,
And, like,
yeah, I saw
that's why
that.
he was like so sweaty and miserable and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was while he was promoting The Rip, he talked about that. Yeah.
he was like, it was the absolute worst day of my life.
Yeah. He said, did you see Ben Affleck do his Billy Bob Thornton impression?
No.
He was making fun of them about how because he won the Oscar for Sling Blade in like 97. And then they won it. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck won it for writing Good Will Hunting. And Ben Affleck sitting there doing an impression of Billy Bob Thornton saying like, so he came up to me on the first day of Armageddon. He's like, "Show you guys won an Oscar? What do you get? Like a half an Oscar because you both wrote it?" And it's just funny seeing Ben Affleck, this big star, doing an impression of another actor and it being a good impression, but telling the story about how he was getting his chops broken by a Billy Bob Thornton. I thought it was really funny. Ben Affleck's a really good storyteller. Like he's very good.
I feel like he just doesn't care.
Yeah. He's like, just give me a cigarette and get me out of here.
I was gonna say there's a reason why that meme of him like dropping everything like Dunkin' Donuts and which I swear is what got him the sponsorship, is like that photo of him dropping all the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
But then like the shot of him with the cigarette just looking like F my life. Like really?
Did you see that commercial, by the way? The Goodwill Dunkin'?
No.
So I did, of course. And I was getting a sensory overload of nostalgia. Like they had Jaleel White as Urkel in there, I think. They had the girl from A Different World. Do you even know what that show is? It was like
I feel like
like
I would know it if I saw it.
it was a black sitcom in like the late 80s, early 90s. And I was like, oh my God, that's that girl from A Different World. And then it's like Jennifer Aniston de-aged to the first season of Friends. And like, I'm like, what is going on? And people were mad about that too. But it was just a Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Yeah. People get
all
mad
right.
about everything.
We have 2 trailers that came out last week. Unless there was anything Super Bowl related you want to touch on. But
I'm gonna be honest right now.
yeah,
I didn't watch the game.
that's okay.
I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, that's all right.
You know what I did watch?
Puppy Bowl.
The entire thing.
And what is it? It's just dogs crapping on AstroTurf for like
No,
20
it's them
minutes, isn't
running
it?
around
Yeah. All right.
and getting adopted. It's adorable.
That is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking about maybe getting a second dog. So we'll see.
This is at sucked. It said it's because they used AI, and it's just making me laugh because it sucked because they used AI.
Wait a minute. What? Who used AI? What are they talking about?
The de-aging stuff was the commercial, the Dunkin' one.
They used AI for that?
Yeah.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
guess that's
I mean,
what's going on
most
these days.
of the complaints I saw about the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl used to be like this like high level of creative commercials.
Yeah.
Like you look forward to it. And now it's become AI slop and gambling is what people
How
are
do
saying.
people know when it's AI? Do they?
Oh,
have a
you
thing
know.
on- What?
You know, it has a look to it. You definitely know.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
People are actually I found this surprising, which again we could talk about on Thursday on TRB, but people are saying that the Mandalorian ad might have been written by ChatGPT. Because the phrasing it uses and the way it was written, people are like, this is a very ChatGPT sounding commercial.
I also think now we're entering a territory where if people see something they don't like, they're just gonna say it was written by AI. And
Yeah,
it's like,
that's a good point. So Alexander Wilson, 3724 says AI looks too smooth. Yeah, it's kind of like when you have that filter on your TV when it's like auto smoothing or whatever. You know, remember the thing that Tom
The
Cruise was
motion
like, turn
smoothing.
this up. Yeah, turn this off. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. All right.
What's next?
We got The Devil Wears Prada 2. That trailer had 222 million views in its first 24 hours, Lacey. That's insanity. So,
That's awesome.
it's a movie that is a sequel over 20 years now. So that's
Mm-hmm.
always a gamble. And you have Meryl Streep. She's in her late 70s now. She looks the same, though, somehow, and as does Anne Hathaway. It's gonna be interesting. I liked The Devil Wears Prada. I thought it was a decent movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't know that it had such a rabid following and fan base, but here we go with the 222 million views. So, what's your take on it? Have you always been a fan of the first one?
Yes.
And oh, okay, cool. So lay it on me. What were your thoughts? Was it a good trailer? And are you hyped on it? Are you gonna see this movie?
Um, I like how they used the Madonna song. That makes sense. The whole Vogue song.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that they're bringing all the original people back, and I know that they weren't going to do it unless they all came back. Especially like Stanley Tucci is like one of my favorite actors, and I love how they all have like either Academy Award winning or Academy nominated at the
Yeah.
end. That was really nice.
Yeah.
So I think that they're doing really well by leaning into the fact that it's been 20 years. Like they filmed this movie like, hey, these characters are 20 years later. So you don't question that they look older, they look different.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I am glad about that because I feel like sometimes sequels don't lean into that and they just go, oh, it's been, a couple years. And you're like, it's clearly been like 15. What's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on here?
Yeah.
I know that there's been a lot of kind of theories online and so I can't take full credit for this, but I did think the same thing when I watched it is that I think Meryl Streep's character has dementia or is about to have dementia, and that's why she doesn't know who Emily is.
Andy.
Yeah, Emily too. Emily. The other
She
Emily.
calls her Emily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is Emily Blunt's character named Emily?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what screwed me up. Yeah. That's a good theory. That would definitely put a wrench into all this because I remember in the original Devil Wears Prada, they had thought that she was being pushed out because she was too old, and now it's 20 years later. So it's like,
Right.
the other well-designed shoe has to fall, of course. Um, yeah, I thought it was a good trailer. I think based on the views, if that's any indication, this
It's
movie's
going to
gonna
make
do really well.
buckets. It's
Yeah.
going to
What was
make
the budget?
buckets.
Yeah. What was the budget on this? I'm sure there was heavy location budget, but I know they shot a lot in New
I
York
know.
City, I believe.
They did because Anne Hathaway, I remember there was one thing that went viral of her falling down the stairs.
Oh, was that on purpose?
No, by accident. She fell
Oh
down the
no.
stairs and broke her shoe, but she was like still holding the bagel in her hand. That like,
Legend.
yeah.
I don't know if there's a budget for this yet, but probably it says between 100 and 150 million. I think this movie could make easily over 250 million dollars.
Yeah, I think it's going to make buckets.
Yeah.
Oh, someone just
Th-
asked, are you excited for the Once Upon a Time sequel? I haven't seen the first one, so I can't be excited for the second one, but John, you want to recap real quick?
Yeah, at sucked. We just talked about it a few minutes ago, but yeah, I am excited for it. I'm a Tarantino fan. I enjoy his adventures that he takes us on with these characters. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my favorite Tarantino movie. David Fincher is great. So I'm all in on the adventures of Cliff Booth. Cliff Booth was a really cool character, and I believe, yeah, Brad Pitt won the Oscar for playing him. So
He did?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I can't
And
keep
he
track of who's
I
won
remember him
Oscars.
thanking Leo when he won because I don't think Leo had won yet, so Leo was still winless, and Brad Pitt
Right.
won for supporting
Yeah.
actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am excited. Thank you. That sucked. Okay, what else do we have here? We have the trailer for Michael, the biopic on Michael Jackson. That's hitting theaters April 24th, directed by Antoine Fuqua. And Michael Jackson is being played by Jafar Jackson, who's the son of Michael Jackson's brother Jermaine. So it's his
I'm seeing a
nephew.
J theme.
J
Jermaine,
theme for sure.
Jafar. Yeah.
Yep. and their father was Joe Jackson, as we know, and the sister was
Yes.
Janet Jackson. So yeah, a lot of J's going on in that family. But so it's pretty interesting that this guy is playing his uncle in a movie, and I don't know if that adds pressure or takes pressure off. But what do you think of the trailer for Michael? And do you think this movie's going to do well? Do you think Michael Jackson, like a biopic about Michael Jackson, is going to be a big deal?
I think it looks great, actually. It really surprised me, and I think that's why, to me, I came out of it with more of a positive experience compared to others. I love Michael Jackson. It's like a Thriller, and his other songs are like some of my favorite songs.
Hmm.
So I think Jafar does a great job. I think he sounds just like him. I think he looks like him. He sounds like him. Makes sense. They're family members. So I'm interested to see how they handle, the ups and downs of his life while seemingly trying to make it inspirational. Like, this doesn't seem like it's trying to make it like a bad story for Michael. But yeah, I don't know. It looks good. At least I know it's going to have a good soundtrack.
Yeah, of course.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it looks like it's a well-made movie. I'm never the biggest fan of music biopics. I think more often than not, they are not good.
Didn't you hate Bohemian Rhapsody?
Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the worst movies ever made. I mean, I still don't understand how that movie won so many Oscars.
I don't know how it won Best Editing.
I think it's that too. It's also like just really annoying that they just named it after their most popular song. Like they couldn't think of anything else. Like The Show Must Go On or something like a little more artsy.
Yeah.
It's like, are they gonna make a Metallica movie and call it Enter Sandman? Like,
Yes.
you need to like that whole movie was a disaster. And like, there's some that I do like. Like I liked Walk the Line. I thought that was pretty good. I usually appreciate it more if the actor does the singing and all of that. And I have to like the musician to get into the biopic. I still think the only biopic that should be made is Fleetwood Mac because those stories write themselves. That was just
crazy. Yeah.
Absolute insanity what that band did to each other and all the intertwining relationships and the drama and the heartbreak and the drugs and everything.
Well, I think Daisy, that show that just came out, the Daisy and the Sixes or whatever it is from Amazon Prime is like basically fanfic about Fleetwood Mac. Like it's based off of Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
What is that called? I gotta look that up.
I think Florence Pugh would be a great Stevie Nicks. But this
Daisy Jones and the Six. That's what it's called.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. It looks really good. I may check it out. I don't think I'm going to be in theaters to see a Michael Jackson biopic. But it does look well made. I do find it interesting, and it is intriguing that Michael Jackson's nephew is playing him. That's pretty cool. That's kind of reminded me of when James Gandolfini's son played a young Tony Soprano in the prequel of Sopranos after James had died, and he kind of looked like him. It is going to be interesting from that perspective and how because he does in certain ways. You can see it in the eye sometimes that that he has that Jackson family look. So that's pretty cool.
I feel like the only reason they said yes to it is because it does star him.
Who said yes to it?
The family, the estate of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But yeah, I assume it'll be successful, especially internationally, because Michael Jackson was just a global superstar.
Yeah,
so
no one will ever
won't
be that
the
again.
issue. Yeah, this movie's going to make a lot of money. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a great movie. I don't know if it's going to be an award type of thing. Like I said, I'm a little tired of the musician biopic thing that's been going on lately, but I'm sure it'll be a really well-made movie.
You mean Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen, the Bob Dylan one with Chalamet. I just feel like there's been a lot of these made lately.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. I know we have a couple of stories to get to in news, and then we're going to talk about what else we've been watching. But let's get after it with what's happening, Lacey.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
So a couple of big stories this past week. First, kicking it off, kind of coming off of our second story, but we'll continue on with just the main point of it, which is Pirates of the Caribbean sequel is reportedly still happening, and it is a big priority for new Disney CEO Josh D'Amaro and Dana Walden, who is the COO or CCO, sorry. And it's going to focus on Jack Sparrow's son. Will likely also have Margot Robbie, which is funny because it seems like she's in everything now. Like I'm kind of sick of seeing her.
Oh,
She is. She's everywhere. I'm just kind of like, get someone
boy.
else.
Yeah.
Same with Scarlett Johansson though. Like let's give parts to other people.
I'm with that. That's how I am with Scarlett Johansson. I adore her, and she seems like a wonderful person. But I am tired of looking at her, and that's insane for me to say that. But
same with Margot Robbie. Like she seems fine. It's just, come on. Like she was just, I don't know, Harley Quinn. Then she was Barbie, and then she was in Wuthering Heights, which has been everywhere. And it's like,
but also, is she playing a pirate? Because that was the initial rumor, was that she was taking over as like the main pirate. It's like, so you're gonna get like the hottest blonde woman on Earth to be.
She's gonna be a redhead
pirate. Like what?
The rumor was that she was gonna be that new red-headed pirate that's in the ride. So they used to have a section of the ride where the pirates were selling women. That was a section of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
They got rid of that section. They got rid of it, I think, right after COVID or during COVID. They took the time to like renovate. And they now have a pirate woman standing, which by the way, historically not accurate. That would never happen. Standing on a stump with like a gun being like, bring me your goods or something. And then next to her is all these old people with their like belongings that they're auctioning off instead of people, which makes sense for a Disney ride. Like we don't need to be, auctioning slaves in a Disney ride.
No, we don't need to be doing that at all.
Right. No. So she was supposedly going to play that pirate so that there's then the tie into the ride and they could put her animatronic in the ride. Anyway, so it is a priority from Disney leadership, and it's going to be Christy Wilson Carnes from 1917 is in talks to write the script, which is interesting because I believe she was this the same person that was in talks to write Taika's script?
Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
And this comes from Jeff Snyder. So, John, what do you think?
I said this before when we had a story about the rumored return of Pirates of the Caribbean. You're not making this movie without Johnny Depp, and you're not making this movie without Johnny Depp in a big role. So that has to be just A1, especially if this is a, quote, priority for Disney. Johnny Depp's coming back, and he's going to be the main character again. They're not going to mess around. And my concern, though, is if they don't do that, that's just the overall concern. Assuming they aren't going to be that stupid and they are going to do it and get Johnny Depp back as Jack Sparrow, one of the most popular character he's ever played in his 40 whatever year career.
He should have won an Oscar for it.
100% for the first movie.
Yeah.
He was nominated, didn't win, I believe.
He should have won.
But it's still a very popular character at the parks and everything in the ride. Like, Jack Sparrow is an iconic character. You got to get him back in a main role. Johnny Depp would do it in a second. The other concern I have, assuming they do bring him back in a full capacity, is the whole his son thing. Because then what is that? Is it like an Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade type of thing where it's the father-son banter? Is the son a pirate hater and they were estranged and he doesn't like pirates? Or is he a chip off the old block and he's a rum-drinking pirate? Like, that is a little bit of a concern of mine, because I feel like the whole, well, what ideas does everybody have for the new pirates? And the low-hanging fruit's always like, what if it's the offspring of the main character?
And he doesn't know he has a son. That's going to be the
I feel like
whole bit.
The whole offspring thing happens all the time. So I'm a little concerned there. And then, like, Margot Robbie, I don't see her fitting in Pirates, depending on the character. And you brought up a good point about Christy Wilson Carnes. Like, 1917 was a big deal, and it put her on the map. But I haven't heard much from her since. And yeah, she was supposed to write that Taika movie, and we know that he was having troubles.
I thought they were writing it.
Yeah, and he was having a hard time getting a middle part and ending, so I don't know what the deal with that is. But needless to say, I love the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's probably inside my top 10.
Me too.
I felt like the sequels did sort of fall off a bit as they kept going, but I feel like
Yeah.
when you're removed long enough from your last sequel, which I think was like 10 years ago or even more,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think there's a lot of reflection that goes into where did we go wrong and how do we get back to what went right. So I
Mm-hmm.
think if they get back to that Curse of Black Pearl charm and feel and set design and music and just fun, I think it could be a really good movie. So I'm interested. I'm very interested in a new Pirates movie, but only if Johnny Depp's back as Jack Sparrow in a leading role. I don't want him coming back in a cameo. I will go see that movie if I see Jack Sparrow back on screen as Top Bill.
Yeah, I guess the other question is not only who's writing it, but who's directing it, because a big um part of the original trilogy was Gore Verbansky, who
Yeah.
we saw in Light and Magic was like the number one fan of those movies, worked really hard with ILM to get the water right,
Yep.
special effects with the pirates right, which even to this day, people talk about how insane the CGI is for Pirates too. So yeah, I just hope that they get a director or maybe he comes back to do it again.
Yeah. That'd be cool if he came back for sure. I know we have a couple of super chats. Did you want to get to those before the next story?
Sure, why don't you read the first one?
All right, we have Mike Lovins. Hey, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. Thank
Hey,
you so
Mike.
much, as always. Mike said he read the book for Project Hail Mary and also listened to the audiobook, and he said it's his most anticipated movie of the year. Right on.
I need to listen to the audiobook because I do
Yeah.
it when I'm like doing other stuff, laundry, dishes, etc.
For sure.
This is my next one, Mike. I'm gonna let you know how it is. I can't wait. Thanks for the idea.
Thank you, Mike. And then we have David Ford, 1564. Hello, David. David said, government tyranny and injustice plagues us, and people are upset about a halftime show. Yeah, the halftime show.
This is a pop culture show, so I can't really talk about that. I can say, though, that Bad Bunny was great.
Yeah. Oh, so you did watch that?
I watched clips online of it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I thought that was a really well done, because it was just so, there was so much that had to put into that show. It was like a
The
little
Grass
adventure.
People.
Everything.
I heard the
Yeah.
Grass People were making $18.75 an hour to be in the grass. And they each got paid, like, with travel and everything. I think it was like total payment was like $1,300 that they each got, but then they had to like pay their own way, or they had to, something like that. But yeah, $18.75 to be a grass person per hour.
All right. That's the going rate to be a grass person. All right. What else do we have going on, Lacey?
Well, we also had a story that plays off the Pirates thing because it was this guy's priority, which is Josh D'Amaro, from the new CEO of Disney, and Dana Walden, who's the CCO. We did talk about this at length on TRB, but I guess we could just chat a little bit on the other side of things, away from Star Wars, on our thoughts. What do we think is going to happen next? What are their priorities outside of Star Wars? Because again, we went through this like in detail of what we thought. What do you think, John?
Everyone seems to say that Josh D'Amaro's like, the fans type of person and stuff like that, and he has a different sort of mindset than Bob Iger. Bob Iger was about innovation and the advancement in technology, and he thinks Josh is more about the experiences, the fan experience, and that sort of thing. So that sounds good. I did see. I don't know where I saw this because there's so many like interviews with him now at this point, but I swear I saw something about Josh D'Amaro saying like he wants to work the Muppets more into the parks, and I'm like, you just got rid of Jim Henson.
You just
the
ditched
last
him.
thing Jim Henson ever did. You got rid of it, and I'm
Yeah.
still upset about that.
Did you hear what they did though? They recorded it on VR, and they're going to make the ride accessible through VR goggles for people to experience.
That's fine, but if you've ever, like, I know you have, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
if you've ever gone to the Muppets 3D,
Multiple
it's the
times,
whole
yeah.
thing. It's the courtyard. It's going into the theater, sitting in the theater. There, you
Yeah.
actually have Statler and Waldorf there on the balcony. there was it was a really immersive experience that made the 3D thing work because you were actually in a Muppet theater.
Jim as a Muppet was in there.
Who?
His portrait as a Muppet was in there. Jim's.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's great that they're doing that, but I don't think they ever should have gotten rid of that. I mean, I think some things just should be forever things, like the carousel at Magic Kingdom and why that's so important and why they'll never get rid of that. Like,
Or
that's what
E.T. ride and Universal. I remember I went on it
that's what
years ago, and people were like, they're going to make this into Stranger Things because of the bikes and everything. And I was like, I hope they never touch this ride.
Did they?
No, it's still E.T.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to take my kids to the Muppet 3D show. They won't remember it, but at least they'll be able to know that they saw it.
Yeah.
And I rewatched that Jim Henson documentary again, the one Ron Howard did.
Idea Man.
Man.
I was sobbing by the end of it.
Oh, it just makes me sadder that they got rid of his last work. Like, imagine if Jim Henson was able to find out that they were getting rid of it. Because in that documentary, he's like, sort of like how George Lucas said, he's like, I just can't think of a better place for a safe place for my creation than Disney. And then Disney's like, oh, this is cool, but
We're going to tear it down.
Delete it from existence. And it's that hurt. That did hurt. And hearing Frank Oz talk about Jim so lovingly and stuff, I'll get all emotional now thinking about it.
And just the legacy of who he was as a person and what he created for people.
Yeah.
And then the reaction people had to Dark Crystal and then to Labyrinth, and Labyrinth being one of my favorite movies. The reaction and the feelings people like me have now reminds me very much of our conversation with Rob Coleman about The Phantom Menace, where he's like, we didn't think anybody was ever going to like this movie. And you and I were sitting there like, we love this movie. It makes me wish Jim got to see that.
Yeah.
More than the ride. Obviously, I would never want him to see the ride get teared down, but just more that people genuinely are obsessed with Labyrinth in a way that he could have never imagined at the time.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, which David Bowie in the Hail Mary trailer, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Love that.
I don't have any other really thoughts on the new CEO of Disney. It will remain to be seen based on what he does. Because right now all it is PR fluff. You have to try to read between the lines, and I don't know about you, but
well, let's get into what we are watching.
Let's go.
We could never leave the house, and would just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
All right, now I have seen the revival of the Muppet Show, but I believe you have not.
I have not watched it yet, guys. I haven't had the time. I've been sick, so I wanted to wait until I was in the great mindset for it.
So we are going to cover that next week. We're going to talk more in detail on that. But I have seen it. My only issue, which Lacey, I think you've already commented on based on other videos, is I do not like the current voice of Kermit. I do.
Oh, he's horrific.
I don't think it sounds anything like Kermit. So it's no offense to the actor. He may be the greatest person alive, but if you have Kermit the Frog, he should sound like Kermit the Frog. And I don't think that's being a hater. I think that's just being.
It's been my critique for years. I mean, with the Haunted Mansion thing they did, I loved it. Yeah. But Kermit doesn't sound like Kermit. And the bigger problem is Disney hasn't been doing much with the Muppets. So every time you get hit with this Kermit, you're just like, what is this?
And they could find someone who's really good at Kermit in less than a day. There's a billion people who do Kermit the Frog, and I'm talking voice actors, not just Instagram impressionists who do one line, sort of like how I do my impressions, but real good people who can do that job better. And maybe the guy who's currently Kermit is maybe suited for something else.
Well, there was a guy that was chosen by Jim, and Disney fired him.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll speak about our full thoughts on the Muppet Show revival next week. I obviously watched the Super Bowl, and Lacey, I watched The Housemaid.
So what were your thoughts on the Super Bowl? You said it was boring. Were there any highlights for you?
Not really. The game. So The game had no touchdowns in the first half. First of all,
Oh my God, really?
yeah, I think that's only happened like once before, maybe twice.
Oh,
Like the Seahawks had 4 field goals and the Patriots had 0 points. And it was just a one-sided game. It made people realize the Patriots really probably didn't belong there. The moment was too big for their young quarterback. Because going into this game, you know, you had the barstool people who like are big Patriots people, like just bragging, the Patriots are back, you're all losers, it's our time again, new dynasty, and they got smashed, like smashed, and it just filled my heart with joy as a New York Giants fan, because the New York Giants, famously, as everyone knows, Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. But it's always, you know, cool to watch the Super Bowl. It just wasn't that good. It wasn't a good game. It was never close. And I
really wanted the Detroit
games are
Lions
close.
to make it because I feel like they should have made it like 2 years ago.
Detroit Lions, who have never won a Super Bowl. So yes, that would be good. The Seahawks have won previously, but this was almost like redemption for Seattle. I'll end the sports spiel soon, but about 10 years ago, the Patriots won a Super Bowl against the Seahawks, same matchup, because the Seahawks threw the ball instead of running it. They had Marshawn Lynch, who's now in TV and stuff. He's very popular.
Yeah, he quit, right?
So what happened was it was 2nd down and 1 yard to go.
No, I'm saying he quit football. He was like, I'm out.
Oh yeah, he retired. Yeah, he's retired. He didn't quit. He was just like he just wasn't as good anymore and he retired. But all he had to do was run 1 yard. He was like the best running back in football. He's been killing it all game. All they had to do was hand him the ball. They win the Super Bowl. What they did, they have Russell Wilson throw a pass, intercepted. Patriots won the Super Bowl. So last night was sort of like this redemptive feeling, I think, for Seahawks fans. We finally got one on the Patriots. But not a good game. But that's all right. Bad Bunny, I thought, was good. The Housemaid, though, Lacey. This movie stinks. Oh my God.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
No, and no good. I'll say this.
It made a lot of money though.
Yeah, well, you know why. There's a lot of Sydney Sweeney sex scenes in this movie. A lot of nudity in that regard. But narratively, it felt like a soap opera quality, like the character choices and how fast things changed felt very lazy and fast, and I just didn't think it was a well-written movie. My only takeaway from I have 2 takeaways actually. Sydney Sweeney was Sydney Sweeney. I got what I figured we were going to get from Sydney Sweeney on this. She did a decent job acting and all that. Brendan Sklenar annoyed the hell out of me, and I hope he's not cast as Batman. I know he's been trying to get it. That dude,
Blake Lively, I don't know if he's ever gonna.
Yeah, he has the personality of linoleum. He just I don't see the charm with that guy. And but I will say this: Amanda Seyfried was awesome in this movie.
I heard she's amazing.
She was great. I was like, oh my God, she was so, like whenever you think about like a bad movie where you don't like everything but one person does a good job, like it makes them.
I heard
stand
she
out
carries
more.
it.
Yeah. She was great, and I hadn't read. Was this what she was? Was she nominated for this or something else? Because I know she was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Something else.
Oh, okay. She's a really good actor, and I know we first saw her when she was like 17 in Mean Girls, or however old she was at the time. But she's really like come a long way, and she's a really good actor, and especially in a movie this sloppily written. And I don't even think it was directed that good. I forget who directed it. Was Paul Feig? Yeah, I don't like Paul Feig. I'm sorry. Didn't he do the all-female Ghostbusters too?
And he did Simple Favor with Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick.
Right. Yeah. I did not think this was a good movie. And Kathleen and I were watching it. We were an hour in, Lacey, and I assumed we were getting to the end of the movie. And there was
Did she
another
fall asleep?
hour-
Because you say Kathleen falls asleep in movies.
No, she didn't fall asleep. But there was another. We weren't even halfway through the movie, and I was like, "This is the longest movie. This is the longest 2-hour movie I've ever seen." So check it out if you want. I wasn't that big of a fan of The Housemaid. The only saving grace for it was it confirmed to me that Brandon Sklenar should not play Bruce Wayne or Batman, and that Amanda Seyfried killed it. She's great. That's it for me. What about you? You got the Puppy Bowl we talked about.
I did watch the Puppy Bowl, which was nice. I found it interesting that originally they would put the puppies in the puppy bowl and you could adopt the puppies on screen. Like, oh, see the puppy play. That's the puppy I want. Now a lot of the puppies get adopted by the time this airs. So
That's
it was
really
nice.
cool.
They had a little section at the end that they were like, this went to this family. This went to this family. There were a couple Connecticut pups in there. What up? Including one from
Oh.
Ridgefield, Connecticut, which is near us.
Oh.
The big story on the internet is the sad one that had like the cart that it was using to walk, and it died.
It died?
The puppy died before it aired, which is
Oh.
sad, but at least the puppy had a great time. It looked like it was having so much fun, and that's all you could want for an animal is to like really enjoy.
Jeez.
Yeah. The other thing I
Mm.
watched this past week, which is really funny because, Super Bowl weekend, you have all these guys on screen that are like working out and playing football, and you're eating like cheese and chips and snacks. Well, to keep that going, I watched this past week Physical Asia. So I've talked about it before. One of my favorite shows on Netflix is Physical 100, which is a Korean show. And they have all these like really, really buff, ridiculously strong dudes and women that get together and do these like crazy challenges, like lifting a certain amount of weight, running on a treadmill for long periods of time, hanging. It's like Survivor for really buff
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Well, this time they did Physical Asia, which was they did like 8 teams. So instead of one-on-one, they did teams of people from different countries. Now, of course, the original show is from Korea. So I was a little biased when my boys showed up from previous seasons in Korea. And I was like, oh, clearly I'm rooting South Korea, Republic of Korea. But they had like Australia, they had Turkey, Mongolia, Japan, Indonesia, and it was really, really good. Like if you are able to put your phone down and
I could
just
do that.
lock in,
Yeah.
and you are into like athleticism and like the drama of working together as a team, this show's amazing. And watch it with the Korean normal language with dubs,
Okay.
as in like subtitles.
Wait, where was
Don't-
it? Netflix?
Yes. Don't watch it where they make everything English. It doesn't make sense. Like watch the people speak in their actual voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Skyscraper, by the way? I forgot. I watched that too.
I did not.
Oh, that guy is incredible.
I heard he
Free
only made
Solo
like
guy?
$1,000. It was something ridiculous.
No, he had to have
Like-
made more than that.
no, I think he didn't make that much. Like people were like, he climbed that building for that much.
Well, I think he just like really loves doing it. But Alex Honnold, he's 40 now, but he was made famous by the documentary Free Solo in 2018, which I never watched because I think you know this, but I don't know if a lot of people know this. I am petrified of heights.
I hate
That's one of-
heights. I can't go to the railing in the mall. Like the second floor railing.
I have a hard time with heights for sure. And watching this guy do that, I can't wrap my head around it. I literally I can't understand it at all because I'm like there's zero margin for error. Like he understands that. And someone was saying like his brain works in a way where he doesn't have certain fear genes or something like that.
Must
It's
be nice.
just-
Him and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it's just so crazy, but it also was just like really inspiring, like just seeing this guy who's like a dad and like doing these things. It was just really cool to see. But yeah, it's terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeah. No.
What else? Did you watch anything else?
Richard Scarry's Busy Town. That's the new thing my daughter's watching. Do you guys remember Richard Scarry with
That
like the
sounds-
worm and the apple car? And they're mostly books to
Yeah.
like learn words.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a series that came out in 2009 on Amazon, and it's called The Busy Town Mysteries. And they go around solving mysteries like who dropped their ice cream on the sidewalk. But it has a song, and it's like who, what, where, when, like that stuff. So it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a comment here, Lacey, from one of our generals on our Patreon, Colin Cormier, who has just
What
revealed
up,
to us that
Colin?
he used to do free climbing when he was 19 to 21 years old.
That's a big nope from me.
Colin, you are a brave man. Good stuff, buddy. All right, Lacey, anything else before we close up Nerdville?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you joined us live, that's so cool. We were not really expecting to go live. It was sort of last minute, and we wanted to make sure we got the Super Bowl stuff in. So we appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to Nerdy and Nice on Apple, Spotify, or if you find it on another podcast app. But those are two big ones. And, of course, youtube.com/@TRB podcast. Nerdy and Nice is under the TRB umbrella with the Resistance broadcast. We'll be back with you Thursday. We're going to dig way more into the Mandalorian Super Bowl ad and maybe what else comes of that in the following days here. But follow us, Nerdy and Nice Pod, on social media, trbpodcast.com for our merch. We have some cool Nerdy and Nice merch on that website. And you could also get the podcast there at trbpodcasts.com. And then, we have our Patreon, patreon.com, patreon.com/trbpodcast. We know times are tough. You know, elephant in the room, the economy is bananas. But if you're able to, the Patreon support is the lifeblood of our podcast, and it goes such a long way. So check out the site at the very least, if you don't mind, and check out the tiers. They start at $5 per month. We have a lot of exclusive content on Patreon, including mini episodes of both podcasts. We have live streams. We have a Discord server. We have a lot of cool things. So please check it out. And if you can, consider supporting your favorite duo. I would say podcast, but we have multiple podcasts now. And maybe if we get a lot of support, we'll do a third podcast.
Oh my
get
gosh.
crazy with it. Me and Lacey will do our sports podcast finally. No, but that's it for us. Special thank you to the Movie Star Generals and Silver Screen Spice Runners. The Generals: Carmelo, Jetta Rosewater, Frank Grande, Chris Morales, Mike Ramori, Brendan McLaughlin, Sneaky Zebra, Colin Cormier, The Climber, Stephen Garrow and Darth Snips, and the Spice Runners: David Probus, Neil Shaw, Kendall Gellner, Andrew Staley, Jeremy Myers, the Fort Worthian, and Brian Smith. I did see someone in the chat ask who won our TRB Fantasy Football League, and it was Neil Shaw, one of our.
I was second place.
Lacey got she dominated all year and got sniped in the championship.
But I beat John, and that's all that matters.
Not in the playoffs though. You didn't beat me. Someone else beat me. I think Neil beat me to get to the final.
I beat you the entire season.
Yeah, well, I don't remember anything about that. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Lacey, where can people talk to you about football?
Oh my God, football. If you want to come talk to me about the Muppets or anything else, not football, you can find me on social media at Lacey Giller. And then a little random plug. I've been working with a cool group of people over at this company called Etch, and they have a fun show coming out on Friday called Art Show with Captain Skinner. And it's coming out on their YouTube channel, and it's an independent artist doing kind of a Bob Ross streaming series. It's super fun if you're interested, and it's at Etch Film on YouTube. Check it out. Let me know what you think, because I've been doing stuff for it. So I'm excited to see what you guys think.
Very cool. For me, Johnny Hoey on Blue Sky, and my movie podcast, Just Like the Movies. Probably we were supposed to put out an episode this week, but my grandfather passed away, and we have his funeral on Wednesday, and it's been a tough time. So we'll be back with that next week. But yeah, Johnny Hoey on Blue Sky is the main spot. Baseball's right around the corner, so if you're a baseball fan, you want to talk baseball, hit me up there as well. And of course, me and Lacey back with you Thursday live with the Resistance broadcast. We're going to talk all about the fan drama over this Super Bowl ad, among other things. But we hope everyone has a good week. Hopefully things are starting to warm up. I think they're supposed to up by us. And we'll see you next time here on Nerdy and Nice. See you around, kids.